Thanks for coming. This is just tremendous that you guys have made the effort. Thank you. So how good has this summit been? Well done to Leanne and Jane and her team for organising a cool event. This is my second year here and I'm just so impressed with the quality of the stalls and the people speaking. I'm not talking about myself. So I've got, my name's Daniella Hogarth and I've got registration forms there, that folder there. I do suggest that you put your name and email on it because I've got a really cool free email bundle to send you all for coming along today. So thanks for that, and there'll be some recipes in there as well. And my Facebook page is Wellness on Wheels, so if you head over to that page, click like, and if you take any photos today, which you're welcome to, tag me and then I can show off that, hey, I'm here, and you came to see. So it's hashtag Wellness on Wheels, and if you get over to my website, I do have a free cookbook for you to sign up for on there as well. I'm a holistic practitioner, so you might think, what's a holistic practitioner? What that means is I'm a health coach and I'm an intuitive healer. So a little bit different, physical, nutritional side of things, emotional, energetic side of things. I pull both together because what I've noticed is with myself and a lot of my clients, they have a lot of progress with the change in their life, but they find it hard to maintain, or they might start to go backwards after 6 months or a year. And it's often because we have emotional blocks or fears or limiting beliefs, or if anyone here emotional eats, we look at all of those things that contribute to the sorts of foods we put in our mouth. So I'm excited. Today is my launch of my book signing. How exciting! 2 years I've been putting this book together and I'm so proud of it, except the book didn't come. Oh. And so I said, what am I going to do? So I got in touch with my angels. They said to me, don't worry, Daniella, go there and be proud and you can promote your online course and the ebook. And if anyone decides to pre-order my book, which will be here in about 2 or 3 weeks, then I've got a little gift for you to say thank you. So I'm so glad that I've been able to put this book together because it's from my own experiences, my own health recovery, and then all of the health coaching clients that I have as well. I've been able to put this knowledge together and make a really easy to follow book that helps you transition to living a healthier lifestyle. And I've adopted it to vegans, vegetarians, and meat lovers. So a lot of what you'll be learning today, even in the talks, it's difficult for vegans and vegetarians because they're so heavily reliant on carbohydrates. So I'll get to cover that in the book. So a little bit about myself. I grew up in an Italian family in a small country town called Murray Bridge in South Australia. And I was just honoured and privileged to spend a lot of time in the kitchen with my nonna. She taught me how to cook seasonal foods, how to forage for edible weeds, and how to use food as medicine. So she played a huge role in my life. I then grew up, went to uni and worked in a really busy high corporate role and just pushed myself to the limits, really didn't look after my health. I then got married to my gorgeous husband and had 2 really cute little girls. That's when things kind of went pear-shaped for me. I went into a bit of a black hole for a period of 5 years. I had chronic postnatal depression, which is known as an autoimmune illness, and another autoimmune illness called pyrrole disorder. And then along with that, I was labelled obese. So it was pretty dark, gloomy time for 5 years, and after my second daughter, I said, I'm not doing this anymore. The medication's not working, it's just making me more sick. What other options are there? So that's when I started looking for alternative health options. And I came across a book by Rob Wolf called The Paleo Solution Diet. And he said, read this book cover to cover, try out the health regime for 30 days and see if it works. At that point, I was so desperate for change. I was just at my wit's end. I was willing to try anything. So I read that book, I stuck to it, and the results were amazing. After the first week of just taking out some inflammatory foods in my diet, the headaches that I had every day of my life since the age of 13, those headaches went away after just 1 week. After 2 weeks, my pimples, thrush and hemorrhoids started to clear up. Sorry boys in the room. And after the 3rd week, my foggy mind started to clear, my concentration started to come back a bit, and my memory improved. So I was like, this is awesome. After the 4th week, I had lost 2 kilos. I was like, happy dads, I was not doing this for weight loss. I was doing it for mental health. I was like, hey, as if I'm going to go back to eating the way I was when I've had all of these changes. So I stuck to it. And I also then included using essential oils for their medicinal purposes. So along with that and doing some energy healing work, which I said at the beginning I do, I was able to wean myself off my medication. And this was just something I'm so proud of. The doctors and psychiatrists told me I would be on antidepressants for the rest of my life and just to suck it up and get used to it. I was just not going to take that for an answer. So I was so happy with that. And then with commitment and persistence to just living this lifestyle, over 2 years, I lost 22 kilos. So I was doing more happy dance and feeling good in my skin, you know, like I had to buy new clothes, but that's a small cost to pay. So then I've been paleo gut healing lifestyle now for 4 years. And in the last 12 months, my children have gone gluten-free. So they eat healthy because I cook for them, but they go to school and they're younger, so they're also fussy eaters. With my 3-year-old, I've noticed her tantrums have started to become a lot less, and she now sleeps through the night. My 7-year-old, her psoriasis, dry skin, cleared up, so she doesn't have patched dry skin anymore, and they don't get colds as often. Like, they were always sick, and now if they do get sick, it just goes away within a couple of days. So I've seen great results by just cleaning up their diet. So now over it to you. I want to learn a little bit about everybody here. Don't get scared. If you could raise your hand if you've heard of leaky gut. Oh my God, that makes my life a bit easier. Okay, who here is vegan? Okay, and vegetarian? And eats meat, seafood? Okay, excellent. So there's a good variety of people in the room. And who has digestive issues or food sensitivities? Okay, something to work with here. That's good. Okay, so now we've got a little activity. I'm going to get you to get involved here. So I'm going to list some illnesses. And if you have that illness or you know someone who has this illness, just stand up. And in a second, I'll let you sit down again. So, if rheumatoid arthritis, dementia, autism, Asperger's, ADHD, lupus, severe dermatitis, depression, migraines, irritable bowel, diabetes, candida, thyroid dysfunction, Hashimoto's, or fibromyalgia. Wow, look around. Look, almost everyone's standing up. Now that's pretty shocking. You can sit down now. All of those names that I just read out, they're all autoimmune illnesses. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Autoimmune illnesses come from leaky gut. And guess what? We can repair leaky gut, huh? So what does that mean for all those people and everyone that I just said? There's hope. Did they know that? Probably not. I wish they did. I hope everyone gets this message. So, what is gut health and what causes digestion issues? There's 2 components to gut health. One is the microbiome, which is a big fancy word that's come out, and basically what that means is in the gut we have all of our good and bad bacteria. They break down our food and digest for us and help us absorb the nutrients. The second part is the strength of the gut lining. So if we have a weak gut lining, that's what's called leaky gut. What happens is if we eat too many inflammatory foods and we have external or internal stresses affecting us, the lining of the intestines starts to separate. And foreign food particles, stuff we eat, starts passing through the intestine lining into our bloodstream. This happens to all of us anyway. It's a normal process that some does go into the bloodstream. But if you have leaky gut, it happens more often. Now that's when we love our immune system. Our beautiful immune system comes in with the big vacuum cleaner and cleans up all those foreign particles in our blood, making us healthy. Sometimes, if there's too much, the immune system can get overwhelmed. and it can't clean it all up. The next step is the immune system gets confused, and this is what causes autoimmune illnesses. The immune system begins to attack ourselves instead of cleaning up the foreign objects in our blood. So be kind to your immune system because it's your best friend. Okay. So how do we heal the gut and our digestive system? The first and most simple thing you can do is to start reduce inflammatory foods. So some examples of those are sugar and gluten. There are some others as well. Don't want to scare you all in the first sentence. The other way we can work on healing the gut is to include more positive bacteria. So by having plenty of probiotics in the form of probiotic powders, kombucha, kefir. I have kombucha and kefir starters over at my stall here today. They're very easy to make and affordable. Positive bacteria is weak. The bad bacteria is much stronger. So we need to keep feeding the positive bacteria constantly, almost every day, because even just like me standing up here is probably killing off a quarter of the good gut bacteria for me right now, just from stress.
Yeah.
I'm not stressed. Okay, so the other thing we can start to do is including more foods that are good for aiding our digestion. So here's a hot tip. Some things you can start including now. You can get them at the supermarket or the farmer's market. You can start including fermented sauerkraut. You might have heard of that one already. Seaweed, slippery elm, aloe vera, okra, and bitter vegetables. So the okra represents the vegetables that have a viscous kind of sliminess to them. If you know of any, like even eggplant, that is really good for helping with relining the gut. I also suggest that people have a soup, a bone broth soup each day, at least a cup if you're really serious about this, or a vegan immune boosting soup. So if you don't want to have bone broth, you can make a vegan version, and I have a sensational recipe for that in my book, and it's really, really delicious. So it's nice to mix it up because you're getting a variety of the nutrients there. The other thing you want to do is try to reduce the toxic load on your body. So try to go chemical-free living at home. So with your beauty products, your cleaning products at home, your makeup, and your deodorant. If anyone here is still using deodorant from the supermarket with aluminium in it, come over to my stall. I have some chemical-free products over at my stall, and my deodorant works.
Okay.
So if you've tried natural deodorant and someone says it works, you'll be racing over there to buy some. Okay, so what does a typical day of food look like? So I've put together some food ratios just to give you an idea. So vegetables, 40% of your daily diet. Vegetables and salad. 25% good fats. 20% proteins. 10% nuts and seeds. And 5% fruit. And then you also want to include your probiotics and your gut healing foods. Now that ratio is based on my experience and the clients that I've worked with. It is very important. You just don't take my word for it and run with that. You can trial it to begin with, but the key here is there's no one size that fits all. You really need to listen to your body and see how it reacts to those percentages. So that percentage there is high in good fats because that's what works. You got to listen to your body. So how do you get started? Where to from here? I suggest a health reset. Just go flat out and clean your diet out. That's what I did, and I got phenomenal results really quick. Results are what motivate us. So if you go slowly, and most people will go slowly because that's what they're comfortable with, they're in their comfort zone. But when you get results like I saw, man, you get up here like me and you start singing your song because you get so proud of, shit, life can get better. I just swore, sorry. You don't know how good you can feel until you feel good, okay? So 30 days is long enough to set up a routine. So you don't even think about it after 30 days. For me, this is just what I do. I mean, it's just normal. You guys, like them out there, they're normal, I'm normal, okay? And then when you're motivated, you persist and it becomes a lifestyle. So the key to this change is preparation, and this is what I promote the most in my book. There is no way you can sustain this for long term if you're not prepared. And I'm talking preparing up here, because this is our biggest enemy. So you need to start talking to yourself with the positive mind chatter. You need to see what's going on here. Why am I standing there looking at the fridge, not even hungry, just staring at it? Because maybe I need a hug, or maybe I need to cry. Am I emotional eating right now? So these are the things we've got to look at when we start preparing our mind and our emotions. You also need to prepare the house. So before you start this, I set up 4 weeks to give you time to fill your freezer with yummy snacks, fill your fridge with yummy snacks, and get some nice things in your pantry, and just the other things, just move, you don't have to throw them away, just move them to the side so they're not in your eye line every time you open the pantry, all of those chips and white flour. Leave that for the rest of the family or the neighbours or whoever. And then you need to tell your friends and family, okay? Because if you're doing this health reset and your husband walks in and sits down next to you whilst you're watching, having a nice cup of herbal tea and eating some delicious raw chocolate, and he opens your favourite flavour of crisps right there in front of you, oh, do you want some, honey? That's what my husband did to me. So you need to tell your friends and family what's going on so they don't tempt you like that, and they build you up, okay? Because they will. They'll see that you're trying hard. Oh, good, look, you look good, you know, well done. Keep trying. And you need that, because when you're on your own, it can be lonely. So, and then you might want to eventually start looking at an 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time you're strict, and then 20% of the time when you're at a cafe, you might sneak in a piece of cake or something, okay? So it doesn't have to be that strict. The thing to remember though is if you do make a mistake and you eat something that's not right for you, you don't have to write off the rest of the day and say, I'll just eat bad food for the rest of the day. You've got the next meal to start fresh, all right? So if you have cake in the afternoon, at dinner, don't order pizza, go and get some roast and vegetables for dinner. You can start the next meal or the next day if you have to. But be kind to yourself. If you do make those mistakes, or, you know, it's not a mistake. If you just, you know, you're with your girlfriend, you want to have some champagne and you want to enjoy it, absolutely indulge in it. But don't beat yourself up for it after. Just say, I love that, that was fantastic. I'm going to start fresh the next meal. So how can I help you today? Well, I've got this book together that I've put together, and it's an online course. So the online course comes with the ebook, and it's exactly the same as the book, the printed edition. The printed edition's got pretty coloured pictures, and it looks pretty, but the online course is exactly the same, it's just videos. So you can read the ebook, watch the videos, and listen to the videos. And in the videos, it's got cooking demonstrations. I sit there and I cook, and you can cook along with me in your kitchen. And then I have little demos of how my kitchen's set up, what cooking utensils I use, and what ingredients are in my pantry and fridge and freezer. So it's really helpful. So it covers 8 topics. The first 4 topics are to help you get ready and prepare. The next 4 topics are the implementation phase. And that's where you go with the last part of the book, which is a 4-week meal plan. So you can follow it closely, or you just use what works for you. So you can go at your own pace, or I suggest you just do 1 topic per week, and then it's an 8-week course. And the cool thing is, with the recipes in the meal plan, I've allowed for other members of the family who are not doing the health reset. So if you want to serve up rice or mashed potatoes or gluten-free pasta to the kids, and you're having zucchini noodles, then I've got that option in the meal plan for you. And a lot of the recipes actually hide some vegetables and things if you've got fussy eaters, so big fussy eaters or small fussy eaters, because my kids, I have to hide a lot of the food that I make for them. And after each topic, there are activities and self-reflection pages, which are great because there's questions in there that make you think about your progress, make you think about what you want to achieve, and it helps to hold you accountable. So you can actually go back and look at how far you've travelled in your journey. And then in the book there's over 40 recipes, all suitable for vegans, vegetarians and meat lovers. And yeah, the course, when you sign up for the course, you get 12 months access, so you can watch the videos at your own pace, and you get all of the videos at the beginning. So it's not a drip feed. You can watch them all in one hit if you want to, or you can watch them over and over again. It's up to you. So you get 12 months access to that course. You get the ebook, and you get, because I love this course, I know you're going to love it too. I've seen my clients have great success. I know that you sign up to it, you also have success. If, however, you want your money back, I'll give you your money back. I don't mind, because I know you're going to love it. But I'm offering a 100% money back guarantee. And yeah, so it's normally $179, and today I've got it for $47, which is just silly price. It's a no-brainer. You're just going to go, well, you know, I'm going to just, even if I just go and watch the cooking demonstrations, but I know you're going to love the course. So it's great price today. And the book, if you want to order the book, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's not here. It will be here in about 2 or 3 weeks. I have a little gift for people who pre-order today, and you won't pay shipping. So that's a little thing I wanted to share with you. So yeah, if you haven't filled in the registration form, do that, because I'm sending everybody a free e-bundle who's come along to the talk today with some recipes. And yeah, if you want to come over to my stall at the end, I've got some chemical-free products, and we can also help you sign up for the pre-order book. And now I think we've got a bit of time for some questions, because I want to see what you guys want to know. Yeah, if anyone's got some questions, put your hand up. Come on. Yeah, go ahead.
How does the water that comes out of the tap affect our gut? Because it's got
Yes, chlorine. Yep. So the deal with chlorine is it does kill off the good bacteria, not all of it, it kills off a percentage of the good bacteria in your gut. The other thing is we have bacteria all over our body, and so even the chlorine that we're getting in our water from the shower is doing the same thing. So it's just a part of life. You try to adjust where you can. So if you can get a good water filter system, then that's a great thing to do, because you want to try and take the chlorine out of your water if possible. I do. Another thing you can do if you're stuck is if you boil your water and let it cool and then drink it, that also takes the chlorine out of it, or most of it. Yeah. Come on, hit me with some more questions.
Can I just say, when my children were small, chlorine was a problem for them.
Yes.
And I was told at the time that if I left my water to sit for 48 hours,
yes.
that would also dissipate.
Yes, that's right.
Chlorine.
And the sunlight can also do the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's good.
How did you remove the chlorine from the shower?
I haven't yet. It's just part of life. Yeah. If I could afford one of those fancy shower heads, I'll get one maybe for my birthday. But look, one thing, chlorine also really affects vitamin D. So if I have been out in the sun, which I try to do often to soak up that vitamin D, I won't have a shower straight away. I'll let it soak into my skin. Needs about 12 hours or even 24 hours for that vitamin D to soak in. So yeah, I'll just try to avoid showering straight away at least.
Can you say a little bit more about depression and gut?
Yeah. So basically our stomachs are the same as our brain. So we used to think that our brain sends all the signals to our body, what to think, what to do, how to walk. Yes, it still does that, but it starts in the gut first. So the messages come up from the gut to the brain, and then it talks to the body. So if you've got the right balance going on in your gut and it's sending clever, healthy messages to your brain, you will have a better hormonal response. So that's what happened to me. As soon as I started improving the positive bacteria in my gut, I saw an immediate change with that thought process and the emotions. Yeah, it's unbelievable, and it's like that. It's so quick. Yeah.
I wonder how many people are taking heaps of medication that kind of don't maybe need to.
Oh my God! And you know, after a while, the medication, after a short while, the medication actually does stop working. It's And people who are on antidepressants will tell you they still feel depressed because it works in a different way to what they promote it as doing. So, but look, if I didn't have antidepressants, I probably wouldn't be here today. Like, they saved my life. So I think that there's a place for them, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm so happy you guys are here. Thank you. Oh my God, I just want to talk some more because you're all still here.
What's an example of emergency, like, you know that you're trying to keep a certain level, you're trying to be good and whatever, and you have little secret, special things that you go, oh, if I've got that with me, that then gets me through. What's some of your...
Yeah, okay, yeah, like if I'm having a flip out or something. Yeah.
You really want,
cravings.
Yeah, that's
okay. So there's two things. There's like one for an emotional thing. So if I'm flipping out and I'm stressed and having an anxiety, a panic attack or something, there's a solution for that. And then the sugar craving, or for me, it's hot chips craving. So on the emotional side of things, if I'm not coping, I'll do some breathing techniques that just help center me. The other thing I use a lot is essential oils. So essential oils, they work on 5 different levels, and they also work on an emotional level. So they're very powerful for that, and it does pull you quickly back into alignment. On the sugar craving side of things, while you're transitioning, you're going from being a sugar burner to a fat burner. So one thing that can help with that is in the first week, overloading on the good fats so that you feel full, like almost a bit too full. And it really cuts out that sugar craving fast. Because for most people, sugar craving will last for a good 2 or 3 weeks. Whereas if you really pump up those good fats, just not forever, just for 1 week, it cuts it out quickly. So if you're feeling like you're craving sugar, the homemade chocolate is the best, because it's just chocolate, fat, and it really helps. And having more fat. So avocado is like a great thing. Like, chuck heaps of Himalayan salt on it. That's great for if you're having a sugar craving. If you really want some sugar, you just have it. Like, who cares? You'll get over it really quickly. Like, it's no big deal. And then just don't beat yourself up for it. Yeah, but when you transition to being a fat burner, as I am now, I don't crave sugar. I don't. The only thing I do crave alcohol, because I love alcohol. And when I want alcohol, I have kombucha, because it gives me that same kick and that same strong flavour. So I have it in a wine glass. It makes me feel special. And then, yeah, I love the hot chips, and that's just because I'll be craving fat. So if I'm out in a restaurant, I'll do this really strange thing where I'll get some of those slabs of butter and I'll put it on my meat, and that cuts through that craving for the saturated fat, or the not good fats that are in the chips. So, yeah. You find all these crazy little things. If you have tips, you've got to share them, because we all need tips. Yeah, go.
I have to vouch for Daniella's chocolate recipes. She makes amazing chocolates and hot chocolates, and her tips for just making life easy and simple and cost effective are phenomenal.
Oh,
really. Especially the smoothie idea. I swear.
Smoothies are lifesavers.
Yeah. So
And her videos on watching how to make a bone broth.
Yeah, okay. So if you go to my website, there's a video page, and it's got lots of demos on how to make life easier. And the cool thing with smoothies is you get all your veggies and you chop them all up, cover the bench with everything, and you get out 10 bags or jars, whatever you want to store them in. And you just make them all up in one hit, chuck them all in the freezer, and then when you want your smoothie in the morning, it's just like, open the bag, bang it in the blender, put in your liquid, put it in the car, and then you jump in the car and drink it while you're driving to where you got to go. So it's simple, but having it there ready, because otherwise you've got to it's not quick anymore, and you don't bother to do it. But I'll give you a quick tip with the chocolate, because this does save your life. even if you're not a big fat chocolate fan, because I wasn't, but now I am, because I make my own. It's so simple. Like, it's cocoa powder, coconut oil, and if you want to, you can use cocoa butter. You don't have to. It's really expensive. You can just use coconut oil, but you'll have to keep it in the fridge. And then your sweetener. So I just use raw honey. That's it. You just melt it all, make sure it blends really well, and put it in the fridge. And then you can add nuts or seeds or dried fruit, or I love to put essential oils in my, so good, peppermint and wild orange, delicious. And you know when I'm eating it, because I've hardly any sugar in mine, it is a health food for me. It's no longer a treat. I have to eat my chocolate. Yeah. All right. So come over and see me at my stall and support me, please. And I will personally sign every person who pre-orders a book today. No, I won't sign your person, I'll sign the book.